Fifth grade Excel, lesson 120, determining where to place the decimal when multiplying and dividing decimal numbers by powers of 10. This can be a little tricky. You're going to want to really pay attention to this lesson here today. Multiply the following numbers by 10, 100, and 1000. In each case, notice what happens to the decimal place. Here's the first one. It's already been done for you. We're going to multiply the number 4.72 times 10 times 100 and times 1000. So first I'm just going to put the 0 down here, and then I'm going to do 4.72 times 1. That goes right there. And then notice that this is two numbers past the decimal point here, so I have to have two numbers past the decimal point down there. So 4.72 times 10 is 47.2, or 0.20. When I multiply it by 100, I stick the two zeros down first, and then I multiply 472 times 1, which is 472. And then I have two numbers on the right side of the decimal, two numbers on the right side of the decimal there. So 4.72 times 100 is 472. These zeros become meaningless. And then 4.72 times 1000. Copy the three zeros down to here first. 274 times 1, 274. Move the decimal point over two spots for these two spots here. And the answer is 4,720. Did you notice in these answers what happened to the decimal point? We started off with 4.72 and we got 47.2 after we multiplied by 10. Here when we multiplied it by 100 we got 472. Think about what happened with the decimal point that started here. It ended up right there in the answer down here. And then same thing, when we multiplied by 1000, the decimal point ends up right out there, doesn't it? Okay, so what's happening to these numbers when we're multiplying by the powers of 10? How about we multiply the number 8 by powers of 10? 8 times 10 is 80, 8 times 100 is 800, and 8 times 1000 is 8000. Do you see what's happening to the decimal point on these? Well, the number 8 has the decimal point right after it. When I multiply it by 10, this becomes 80. And then when I multiply it by 100, it becomes 800 times 1000, 8000. Look at what's happening with the decimal point. Okay, it says write in the number given in words, multiply by 10, 100, and 1000. I'm going to have you pause the video and actually we'll do number 3 together first, and then you'll pause the video and do 4, 5, and 6 and see if you can figure out a rule for what's happening to the decimal point when we multiply by powers of 10. First one says 0.7. So you're going to put 0.7 right here. Copy the 0 down. 7 times 1 is 7. We need to move the decimal point over one spot because there's one spot here. 0.7 here. Two zeros. 7 times 1. The decimal goes here. 0.7 again. Times 1000. Copy the three zeros. 7 times 1 is 7. And move the decimal point over one spot so it goes right there. So the answers are 7, 70, and 700. Okay, so you go ahead and do 4, 5, and 6. Turn it back on when you're ready for the solutions. All right, so this one says 5.3. 5.3, copy the 0. Write 53, move the decimal point over the one spot. 5.3 again, copy your two zeros. Write 53, and the decimal goes here. 5.3 times 1000. Three zeros for these three zeros. 5.3, decimal goes over one spot. 0.009. 0.009. I'm going to put that on all three of these first. And when we multiply by 10, we put a 0 down. 9 times 1 is 9. The decimal point has to be over three spots. 1, 2, oops. I need to put another 0 in there to get it over three spots. And then here, two zeros. 9 times 1 is 9. Has to be over three spots. 1, 2, 3. Decimal point. Three zeros. 9 times 1. Decimal has to be over again. Three spots. 2, 3. And the decimal point goes there. So we went from 0.09 to 0.9 to 9 on these. 8.25. 8.25. All right, so we're going to put a 0 down for that. And then we do 825 times 1, move the decimal point over 2 spots, and there's the answer there. Okay, 8.25 again, 2 zeros. For these 2 zeros, 825 times 1, and move the decimal point over 2 spots to right there. 3 zeros, 8.25 times 1 again. 2 spots on the decimal place, 2 spots here, 8,250. Have you figured out a rule or a shortcut for multiplying by powers of 10? Pause the video and see if you can fill in the rule here. If yours doesn't come out exactly the same as mine, that's okay. Alright, here we go. So the rule is, when I multiply by 10, I moved the decimal over 1 spot and got that. When I multiplied by 100, I moved it over 2 spots. When I multiplied by 1,000, I moved it over 3 spots to get 700. Same thing here, times 10, I moved the decimal point over 2 spots, or 1 spot. When I multiply by 100, 2 spots, 530. 1,000, 1, 2, 3. That was my answer there. So the rule is move the decimal 1 spot to the right for each 0 that's in your power of 10, right? For every single 0, I'm moving the decimal over 1 spot to the right. All right. Now, here is some more problems that you're just going to use that shortcut on. Check it out how we're going to do this here. 10 times 0.362, 1 0, move it over 1 spot. The answer is 3.62. Try this next one with me. 100 times 4. The decimal's here. We're moving over 2 spots. 1, 2. So that's going to equal 400. All right, we'll do one more. Let's do a couple more together. 1,000 times 9. Okay, the decimal starts here. We got to move it over 3 spots. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and you're going to get 9,000. 10 times 3.6. 3.6. 1 0. 1 spot to the right. So the answer is 36 with the decimal point moved over there. All right, if that was too fast for you, go back and watch it again. Go ahead and try 11 through 16. The numbers are written right here that go in after the times symbol. So the first one says 3.7. You should have already done this on your own. When you multiply by 100, 2 spots over, the answer is 370. 0.48, multiplying it by 1,000. So we have to move it over 3 spots. The answer is 480. Okay, 0.05 times 10, move it over 1 spot. The answer is 0.5. 3.76 times 100, 2 spots over, 376. 0.09 times 1,000, 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. We need an extra 0 on there. The answer is 90. 10,000 times 8. I'm going to move it over 4 spots. Decimal starts here, and so we need 8 with 4 zeros after it. 80,000. All right. This is the page that has the answers on it. Here's the same idea, except now we're going to be doing division. 321 divided by 10 divided by 100 divided by 1,000. 321 divided by 10 is 32.1. 321 divided by 100 is 3.21. 321 divided by 1,000 is 0.321. Look at the pattern there. Go ahead and see if you can fill this in and then fill in the dividing rule, which is obviously going to be the opposite of what the multiplication rule was, and then turn the video back on when you're ready for the solution. All right, when we divide the number by 10, we're going to get 157.8, moving it over 1 spot, right? When we divide by 100, we get 15.78. When we divide by 1,000, we get 1.578. All right, and then the next one, when we divide by 10, we get 432.7. Divide by 100, we get 43.27. Divide by 1,000, we get 4.327. So the rule is Move the decimal to the left one place for each 0. That's our rule on division. So you might again want to pause the video, take another look at that, but that is what the rule is. So let's go ahead and try some of these together here. We've got 3.62 divided by 10. When I divide it by 10, I'm moving it over one spot to the left, so I get 0.362. 48 divided by 1,000, the number 48 has an invisible decimal point there. 1, 2, 3, so we're going to get 0.048. Here's 47.8. Go ahead and fill that in. Divided by 100, the decimal point's here, 1, 2. The answer is 0.478. 0.3 divided by 10, move it over one spot to the left, we get 0.03. Pause the video and do the rest of these and then turn it back on when you're ready for the solutions. Excuse me, 1,803. 1,803 divided by 10,000. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer is 0.1803. 52 divided by 1,000, invisible decimal point there, 1, 2, 3, 0.052. 0.05 divided by 100, we got to go even further away. We're going to have 0.005, because I got to go 1, 2 spots over to the left there. 0.35 or 3.5 divided by 10, move that over one spot, you get 0.35. 396 divided by 1,000, 1, 2, 3 for each 0, 0.396. 108 divided by 10,000, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to stick a 0 placeholder in there. And there you have it. So thanks for watching.